Guys, please don't mind this fly. Yo, this fly, it's my cousin. Yo, these flies don't want to leave this house, eh? So let's just, it's my cousin. Hey friend, what's poppin'? Welcome to Vlogmas Day 12. Can you believe it, guys? We made it to Vlogmas Day 12. We are almost halfway there. I am so proud of us. You and me, our consistency. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. Thank you so much for sticking with me throughout this journey. I appreciate you guys so much. And you guys keep me going, okay? You guys keep me motivated to go to Vlogmas Day 25. Today we're going to be doing a story time. We're going to be talking about my diabetes journey. For those that don't know, I am diabetic. I've been living with diabetes for almost 2 years now, and yeah, it's been one hell of a roller coaster. And I just wanted to start like a young diabetes series, and I thought, what way to start it than, you know, telling you how it started from the very beginning. But before we do that, subscribe. You gotta subscribe. We're doing Vlogmas. How are we gonna get to day 25 if you're not subscribing? You need to subscribe, hit the notification bell, like this video, comment below that I'm pretty, and share this video. Please do share this video. Just interact with it. It would mean the world to me. Okay, we are almost at 500 subscribers, and we are on the road to 1K subscribers. Can you believe it, guys? Can you believe it? We started with just a young small family of 100 and something when I posted my first video, and you guys have been lovely throughout this journey, and I really hope you guys come with me until okay, let's start with the story. I am from a family that has, like, you know, diabetes in the lineage. My maternal family, almost everyone is diabetic. I feel like we'd have an easier time counting who isn't diabetic instead of who is. You hear me? It's in the blood, literally. No pun intended. And so I knew that at some point in my life I would probably end up getting it, or I would be at risk for it, but I really didn't think it was gonna happen when I'm 21. I had gained a bit of weight, yeah, nah, you know, I was, you know, my big girl body was coming in. The curves, the arms, like, I was just like, my big girl figure was setting in, you get me? So when my big girl figure set in, I just started to notice that, you know, I'm starting to lose weight a bit. And it was kind of odd, because how am I losing weight when I'm not eating right? You know, I'm not eating right, but like, I'm not doing anything to my diet. I'm eating the same way. I'm not exercising. I eat KFC almost every day. I still eat my sugary drinks. I have a sweet tooth, so like, I'm still eating and drinking all of the sugary stuff that I love. Still eating KFC. I'm a KFC addict. Even today, I'm still a KFC addict. So like, it's like, I'm doing all of this. I'm still doing all of the stuff that I usually do, but I'm losing weight. What's happening? Okay, let's pause on that a bit. Then let's go to when I got my period in March of 2023. April of 2023. So March, I go on my period, and my period ends up lasting 3 weeks. It was like about 18 days of periods, and I was a bit concerned, but like, it was like, okay, I've had, you know, like, pretty long periods before. I didn't really calculate how long it's been. I was just like, oh my god, my period just won't end. And it was so painful. Like, towards the end of the period, like the last like 2 to 3 days, I just started having these massive pains, like terrible back pains, terrible cramping. I was like, what is going on? This is not normal, because I get cramps when I go on my period, but these were giving childbirth. I literally thought I was having like a cryptic pregnancy birth type shit. So I was like, okay, what is going on? I need to go see a doctor. I planned to go to the doctor, I think it was a day or two later. I made an appointment, and then I was at church. We're just, you know, hallelujah, praising the Lord. And then this pain just started to come full force. I couldn't even, like, you know, be nonchalant about it. I was crying real tears because I was in so much pain, and I had to drive myself to the hospital. I literally was like, no, I can't do this anymore. I'm driving to the hospital because something is terribly wrong and I don't know what it is. So I go to the hospital, and then they tell me that I have a womb infection and I'm gonna have to get admitted. I get admitted at the hospital. A day or two later, they discharged me, and then when they were discharging me, they did an ultrasound on me, and they told me that I had fibroids. I was like, okay, cool. Are the fibroids like, you know, life-threatening? Like, what is the next step? My doctor referred me to a specialist, and the specialist said, oh no, this is just a womb infection. The fibroids, I do have fibroids, but they're not, he's not concerned about them. They're like small, so if they do grow, like, that's when it would be concerning. So I should just keep, you know, coming back every so often to get checked. So I went back home thinking, okay, everything is good now. I just have a womb infection, my fibroids are okay, there's nothing to be worried about. I started taking my medication for my pain and the bleeding and all of that, and then lo and behold, I get sick again. That month, I think I went to the hospital 5 to 10 times, somewhere there, because there was always something. I'm always going there for something. Like, I started just getting sick. I started getting like, I'm the kind of person who never gets flu, and then all of a sudden I get this terrible life-threatening flu, and I go to the hospital. They say, oh no, it's just the flu, don't worry about it. I'm like, okay, cool. And then I start feeling other stuff, and I'm like, oh, I need to go to the doctor again and again and again and again. And they just keep prescribing me medication for, you know, flu symptoms, you know, pain and all of that. And I just start to feel somehow, man. I started to notice that I was always so thirsty. Like, my mouth was always so dry. Like, even if I drink water right now, I need to drink water again in like 2 minutes, because like my mouth is going to be always so dry. And I always needed to go to the bathroom. And it was always like an emergency. Like, I don't even have time to think about the fact that I need to go to the bathroom. The moment I feel like I need to go to the bathroom, I need to go right now. So I'm like, okay, something is wrong, but maybe it's just everything that's been happening, you know, the womb infection and all of that. Maybe that's it. I just decided to become my own doctor and just say, it's nothing. Just finish your medication and you'll be fine. And then one day, I wake up in the morning, I go to my friend's house, and I'm like, hey, let's go get some food. And she's like, yeah, let's go get kotas at this other place. But my friend has a salon, so it was a pretty busy day. So customers were coming in and out, and we were not able to go get the food the time that I got there. So she had to attend her clients first, and then after that, she could attend to me. And I ended up just going to the shop with her boyfriend because, like, we were getting tired and we were hungry. So we went there, and then as I get there, I'm starting to feel like, oh my god, like, I am so hungry. Like, I didn't realize how hungry I was until I got to the kota joint. And then I sat down, and I just started to feel like, I don't want to sit down, man. I feel weird. Like, I don't want to sit down. I feel dizzy. I feel like my stomach is, like, my chest feels so heavy. Like, it was just a lot going on at the same time. Like, yo, I'm so hungry. So I stand up, you know, because I feel like I don't want to sit. Like, I just felt so uncomfortable when I sat down. So I stand up, and I just start to feel like my chest is just getting so heavy, and I'm like starting to shake. You know, when you get hungry, like really, really hungry, you start to shake, you start to feel a bit weak. I started to feel that, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm shaking. I need to get something, you know, like with sugar, because, like, you know, my sugar is probably a bit low. I need to bring it back up a bit. So yeah, let me just get something to drink. Let me get cold drink. Yeah, just 2 bambista. I go to the place where they're selling the quotas, and I'm like, hey, can I please get cold drink? And then all of a sudden my vision starts getting blurry, and my ears start like getting muffled. Like, it was like I couldn't hear those people speaking. Like, I can kind of like gauge the situation, because they're saying like, what cold drink do you want? I'm just like, I want cold drink. Give me cold drink. Here's the money. Give me cold drink. So they took so long with my cold drink, and I really started to feel, you know, woozy and dizzy and, you know, kind of lightheaded a bit. And then I literally, like, they gave me the cold drink. If they didn't give me the cold drink like 30 seconds later, guaranteed I was going to collapse because I was literally on my way there. I couldn't hear anything. I could barely see. I dropped the cold drink when I received it. I was like, if I go down, I don't know if I'm gonna go back up again. I'm like, God, please. I go down, grab the cold drink, chug it, and then I go back to sit down, and I literally just sat on the floor and done that by midnight because I was like, what just happened? I'm having suspicions because I know this stuff. I'm having suspicions, or could it be? I'm like, let me just go talk to my mom about it. So the very same day, after I got home, I told my mom about it. She was like, oh, let me check your glucose. I will check it in the morning before you eat. And lo and behold, my glucose was high. It was at 11.2. And I'm like, to my mom, I see the thingy, and I'm like, it's 11. What does this mean? She's like, oh no, it means it's high. And I'm like, what is it when it's normal? She's like, it's supposed to be at 6. I'm like, oh, that's not good. So she's like, yeah, you need to go see a doctor. I make an appointment to go see a doctor, and I think my doctor was only available like 2 or 3 days later. And then the next day I started getting very, very sick. I got the flu. Being at Shona, guys, like I thought I was dying. I literally went to the hospital at like, I think it was like 8 or 9. I felt so sick. I had a very high fever. I literally couldn't breathe properly. Like my body was just doing some weird stuff. I was like, I need to go to the doctor. Doctor was like, no, it's just this new flu that's flying around. You know, this flu, it's very dangerous. It's been flying around, and it's making everybody like deathbed sick. And then I was like, okay, cool. But also I have this other thing that I wanted to talk to you about. I was planning on going to see a doctor in 2 days, but now that I'm here, let me just talk to you about it. And then he was like, okay, what's popping? I explained to him the story of, you know, my mom checking my blood sugar and it was high, and he was like, you know, sometimes it happens, you know, it was probably just high that day, you know, it happens. I have experienced it before, and I drank some water and I was fine. And I'm like, bro, you don't understand what I went through. Like, I almost died. That was so traumatic. So I'm like trying to explain to him that this is what's happening. And you know, I'm like, okay, I'm trying to now relay all of those diabetic symptoms that I've been feeling, like, you know, frequent urination, constant thirst. I never wake up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom, but then all of a sudden I started waking up like 5 times in the evening to go to the bathroom. I would sleep with a 5 liter of water, chugging it throughout the night because I was so thirsty. And then he's like, maybe you are diabetic, maybe you are. And I'm like, yeah, that's what I'm trying to tell you. And then he's like, okay, come back tomorrow morning, we'll do some blood tests. So I'm like, okay, cool. I went back the next morning, they drew some blood, and then they went to get it tested. And I think a day or 2 later, my doctor called me and he's like, yep, you're diabetic, you need to come get your medication ASAP. Where are you right now? Come now. Luckily I was in the area, so I went there. He told me, yeah, no, this situation is very serious. Your blood sugars have been high for about 3 months now. They've been very high, so you need to start taking medication ASAP. We need to get you on a very strict diet because, yeah, it's not looking good. I'm like, okay. So yeah, we go through this process of, yeah, we need to experiment with medication, which one is good for you, which one are you going to start responding to, and all of that. And I'm like, okay, sharp. They get me on metformin. I think at the time I was taking 1,500 milligrams. I was taking 3 pills a day, so yeah, 500. It was very weird, you know, going back home after that, because like I was put on a very, very strict diet. It was like I can't drink anything except for water. I can't drink tea, I can't drink juice, can't drink anything except for water. Doctor said strictly only drinking water. Drink water, 2 cups of water before you eat, 2 cups of water after you eat, 2 cups of water when you wake up immediately, 2 cups of water before you go to sleep. I have to eat bread, I can't put butter, I have to eat eggs, they have to be cooked with water, I can't put oil, I can't put salt. I was dying. My diet was literally just like bread with eggs and water. and then pap and eggs and water. That was literally what I was eating for a good like 2 months. And for a good week and a half, my blood sugar was not really responding too well. I think it was like after a week and a half that I started to see it going down, and it started becoming normal. Now let's move on to the side effects of the medication. The first couple of days was fine, I was, a bit nervous about the side effects because it came with like a big, like, I feel like that paper full of side effects, I could put it on and be warm in winter because it was so big, and I was so scared, or like, what are these side effects that I'm going to get? But I'm like, okay, I've not really experienced side effects from medication before, so maybe it might not be that bad. And then I think 2 days later, my aunt called me and she was asking me about the side effects. She's like, so now that you're on metformin, how are the side effects? What are you feeling? Are you okay? I'm like, no, I haven't really had any side effects. I'm feeling okay. She's like, oh, okay, no, that's fine. All the best. And then literally the next day, which was probably day 3 or 4 of me being on metformin, I literally started getting the most painful This is so embarrassing. I literally started getting the most painful, explosive diarrhea. Like, it was like my stomach was painful, everything was painful, guys. I'm gonna put a picture here of me that day. I remember calling my friend, being handsome, bro. You're not gonna believe what I'm going through right now, because that was traumatic. No, that was fucking traumatic. Yeah, so that was the first side effect of the medication. The second side effect was vomiting. I would eat and vomit. Guys, I've vomited before from so many things, right? Pregnancy excluded. But the metformin vomiting, that shit is on another level. Your body literally, after everything is done, after your stomach is empty, it still wants to. Like, you'll still be doing this for hours, like literally, like it's so painful, and it's painful up until like the next couple of days. Like, you are going to be feeling pain from when you vomited 2 days ago. That's how painful it is. It literally feels like you were working out. So that was so painful. The vomiting is so terrible. Like, I'm so glad that it only happened like a couple of times. It didn't happen like as much as the diarrhea. The diarrhea was so much better than the vomiting. Sorry guys for the TMI, but can you guys sit down to the story time? Third side effect was fatigue. Luckily at the time I was not working. It was right after I graduated, before I started working. I would wake up in the morning, drink my 2 cups of water, eat, take my medication, and go straight to sleep. Because the moment I take that medication, like, my body just says, I feel so tired, I feel so exhausted, I just want to sleep. So I'd spend the whole day sleeping because the medication would just make me so sleepy, so tired. So I'd sleep like basically the whole day, wake up to eat, and they'd have to wake me up to eat. Like, my mom or my aunt or the helper at home would wake me up to eat, So it would be like, come eat. I'd eat, go back to sleep. Come eat, go back to sleep. Go take a shower, eat, go back to sleep. And yeah, that was it. I was literally living like a vegetable at that time. Like, it was just so, I feel like my standard of living just kind of dropped a bit because I was really not active. I was always so tired. I wasn't even taking great care of myself. Like, I was just, I even, like, a couple of months after that, I literally looked at myself and I'm like, babe, you are a bad bitch. What happened to you? Like, do something about it. Wear an earring. Stop wearing sweatpants all day. Wear like crop top nyana. Like, I literally had to like kind of pick myself up because like I was literally going down. At some point I also did notice that I lost like 12 kgs in like the span of like 3 weeks. One thing about diabetes, Sana, you lose weight. You lose weight without exercising. You lose weight without eating healthy. You just lose weight. Because I realized that I lost the weight right before I started taking the treatment. So I think a week after, he gave me a prescription for a week's worth of metformin, and then I had to come back after like a week. Was it a week or a week and a half? I think it was a week and a half. And then like he would be like, okay, after that you have to come back and, you know, we see how your body's responding. If it's not responding, we have to see if we can, you know, get you on insulin. I was so scared about that, but all glory be to God. Okay, so during that week and a half, I'm like, bro, I just lost 12 kgs in the past like 3 weeks, and I'm like, I'm seeing myself into a figure. My ass is smaller, my arms are smaller, my face is smaller. Like, it was like I think I just caught myself on the mirror one day, and I'm like, my face looks so small, because I had chubby cheeks because I gained so much weight. And I literally went on the scale and I was like, damn, I've lost 12 kgs, and last time I weighed myself, it had been like almost exactly 3 weeks, so 3 weeks before. It was like, you know, rapid weight loss. So I had to go through this whole thing where, like, you know, they're checking my kidneys, they're checking my eyes, they're checking everything just to make sure that, you know, everything is still operating at, you know, an okay level, so that, you know, they know what to treat, when to treat it, how to treat it. And also, like, you know, having to go back to the doctor to check up on my, you know, my reproductive organs, because, you know, apparently diabetes affects everything. I feel like my life has had like a 360 the past year and a half, because like I have seen like a massive difference in my body. Like, my body is not the same way it was. My body just doesn't, I feel like something always hurts every time. There's always something that's not right. I never really have like a full week where I'm just like not sick or not complaining about something. There's always something. And yo guys, I just want to complain about something. Every time I tell people I'm diabetic, especially men, they always say, oh, at least you, because you're a woman, diabetes doesn't affect you. I say what? There's no way, guys. There's no way, because also diabetes is not just erectile dysfunction. It's not just, it's low sex drive, you know. Sometimes I really just feel like I don't want. Even right now, I don't want. Like, sometimes just like you don't want it. And also it's like it takes a toll on a lot of things, you know, your eyesight, your bladder, your bowels, your skin. Like, your skin can get so dry, down there. It's a lot going on, okay? And like, I remember at the time I was going through a lot. Like, my body like would just be doing weird stuff, and my mom would be like, yeah, I'm just shaky. And I'm like, how many things does it affect? She's like, it affects everything. Why are you affecting everything as an illness? Like, pick 1, 2 to 5 things, affect those things, and leave other illnesses for that. Like, there's eczema. Like, when ubatang go skin, like let eczema affect skin. Like, yeah, I know, because like I really learned that like it really affects everything. If you don't take care of yourself, you are effed up. Like, you are effed, because if you don't take your medication, I have had times where, like, you know, I'd slip up on my medication. I wouldn't take it for a couple of days, maybe a week or so, because I just, you know, it's hard to take medication every day. And also you have to take this medication every single day for the rest of your life. So having to make it like a lifestyle to make sure that you take your medication, especially when you are in an industry like the one I'm in, where everything, you can't even have a daily routine, because you have different work days. One day you're going to work at 7, the other day you're going to work at 12, the other day you're going to work at 4 a.m. Like, it's all over the place, so it's really hard to have like a routine. So I did find myself, you know, kind of struggling a bit with, you know, taking my medication, and I suffered the consequences. Like, my blood sugar would go high, and then it would start affecting my body, and then I'd start getting really, really sick. I'd start having like, you know, problems with my body. And wow, I've learned my lesson, and I'm not gonna do it again. I just learned very recently, not so long ago. I learned a very big lesson, and my mom was like, yeah, that's diabetes. And I'm like, diabetes does that? that is way too TMI. I can't even mention it on these streets, okay? So like, I'm like, okay, I'm never missing my medication again. I'm always gonna make sure I take it every single day. And if you guys want to come on this journey with me, I'm really just trying to be at a point where I'm doing better with myself. I'm eating better, I'm exercising, I'm taking my medication. I want to just start, you know, like young challenging, you know, like when my project 50, 75 solved. I don't know which one I'll do yet, but you know, it's one of my New Year's resolutions to just take better care of myself, you know, my body, just so that I'm back on tip-top shape, because I always, like, you know, I always fumble, I always F it up, you know. So I just want to kind of get to a point where I'm doing good, and I want to bring you guys on this journey because you guys are my friends and I love you, and I know you guys are gonna keep me accountable. So I'll see you on the flip side. Thank you guys so much for listening to my story. I just wanted to come on here so that we can, you know, just chit chat about this, so that I can just start making content. I really just want to make this content more so just to keep myself accountable, hold myself accountable, and just, you know, make sure that I stick to the doctor's orders, so that I just, you know, I'm in the best shape that I can be in. Because yeah, I've struggled a lot this year when it comes to my health, and yeah, I don't want to die. I don't want to die. I don't want to go and get admitted to the hospital. I don't want to have to end up with like very terrible complications, because, you know, I was low-key on my way there because I was, you know, I was focused on the wrong things and taking it a bit lightly, you know. I always just kept procrastinating and, you know, saying, I didn't take my medication, I'll take it tomorrow. I kind of want to cook, so I'll just buy KFC. So, you know, you get me. So like when you make those excuses, one excuse, you think, okay, it's just this one excuse, and then tomorrow it's another one, tomorrow it's another one, tomorrow it's another one. So I just wanted to just, you know, if I do like a diabetes series, I have to hold myself accountable, and you guys are gonna hold me accountable. So we're in this journey together, right? Right, because we are friends forever, one big family. I love you guys so much. Have you subscribed? You haven't subscribed? How? Is it because I'm diabetic? Subscribe, share, like, comment. Remember, we're still doing Vlogmas. This is Vlogmas day 12. We're going straight to Vlogmas day 25, okay? Thank you so much for watching.